God is talking. Subscribe.
All right. Global politics today. Ready to dive in.
Oh, absolutely. Sounds fascinating.
We're going to be looking at how nations, how they interact on the world stage,
Yeah.
that whole self-interest versus the greater good thing.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is, isn't it?
Always a bit of a tug of war there.
And to explore this, we're turning to a pretty unique source.
Oh.
A book called God is Talking.
Interesting title.
It is, right?
So what's the angle here?
So in this book, the author's having these conversations with a higher power.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
It's
definitely a different approach
it really is
to global politics, yeah.
Yeah. And our goal, I think, today
Yeah.
isn't to get all,
Right.
bogged down in political debates.
Sure.
But more to, pull out some of those insights
Yeah.
that might actually,
Shift your thinking a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm with you.
So the book dives right in, asking this question.
Yeah.
Is it wrong for nations to act in their own self-interest?
It's a good question.
What do you think?
Well, the book makes a point.
Yeah.
It really resonates with me, actually.
Okay.
It's not so much self-interest itself.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
But it's the deception,
Ah.
that's often used.
To mask their true motive.
Exactly.
Right.
Like if you ever, you're listening to a politician and you get this feeling
Yeah. You just knew.
there's more to the story
Environmental.
when they're letting on.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. 100%.
The book actually uses this example
Yeah.
about hemp versus tobacco.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you've got, all of them have health risks, right?
Right.
But hemp
Yeah.
is super versatile.
Yeah.
It could disrupt a lot of industries,
Interesting.
like cotton, timber, you name it.
Right.
Tobacco, not so much.
Mm.
So the book argues that sometimes laws are more about
Are they more about protecting
protecting those powerful interests
rather than truly what's best
what's best for the people.
for the people? Yeah.
Makes you think
It really does.
about those layers of influence
All those layers, yeah.
in global politics.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder.
Hmm.
And then this leads into
Okay.
what the book observes about the expanding role of government.
Okay.
So it starts with this idea.
Right.
Governments were initially meant
Right.
to protect citizens,
Protect, yeah.
but they've increasingly become
They've taken on this role.
providers as well,
Provider, yeah.
which creates a whole other set of
New set of complexities.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
The book uses examples from the U.S., like programs to help the elderly,
Right.
or those laws
Yeah.
ensuring equal opportunities.
Yeah, those are good things.
They are good things, right?
Yeah. But is there a point where
Where it goes too far.
too far? Yeah, that's the question.
Right.
The book argues
Yeah.
that too much government
Oh, yeah.
can actually stifle
Stifle.
individual initiative
Oh, interesting.
and lead to,
Okay.
an over-reliance on
Yeah.
assistance.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
about finding that
It's all about that balance
balance
between support
The support.
and self-reliance.
Yeah.
That's crucial.
It is crucial.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready for a bold idea.
Oh, yeah. Hit me.
So the book proposes
Okay.
a united federation
Of
all nations.
Of all nations.
Structured like
Wow.
the United States.
Okay. So like a
global government.
global government. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's a radical concept.
pretty radical. Yeah.
Yeah. But it lays out.
Some intriguing possibilities.
Yeah. So imagine if we took all that military spending
All that military spending.
and redirected it
Redirected it towards.
towards humanitarian needs.
Wow.
That's a massive
That's a lot of money.
amount of money. Yeah.
Globally, we're talking trillions.
Trillions. Yeah.
The book argues that
Yeah.
by sharing resources,
Okay.
we could really tackle
Tackle those big issues.
poverty, inequality,
And potentially reduce conflict.
reduce conflict. Exactly.
And imagine.
And imagine,
Oh.
instead of war,
Huh?
a global system for resolving those disputes
Yeah.
peacefully.
Peacefully.
Modeled after,
Like those
interstate legal.
prophecies in the U.S., right?
It does sound incredible.
Incredible
In theory.
in theory.
But could it actually?
But could it work?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Wouldn't powerful nations
would they really give
set
up?
up their sovereignty?
Yeah, their sovereignty.
Is this just
Is it just wishful thinking?
wishful thinking?
Yeah.
So the book kind of anticipates these doubts
Okay.
and offers
A comparison.
a historical comparison.
Okay.
The formation of the United States
Ah, interesting.
Remember, those individual states,
Yeah.
they were hesitant
They were hesitant to
unite.
under a federal system.
Yeah.
They were afraid
Afraid of
losing their autonomy.
Right.
But ultimately, they saw the advantages
Of working together.
of working together. Exactly.
Even if it meant
Yeah.
compromising some of that individual power.
Right, right.
So the book's suggesting
Okay.
that on a global scale,
Yeah.
nations might realize.
That cooperation
Yeah.
is in their best interest.
Even if it requires.
Even if it requires some sacrifice.
Some sacrifice. It really challenges
It does.
that us versus them
That us versus them mentality. Which we see a lot of.
Yeah, we see it all the time.
In global politics.
In global politics, yeah.
Absolutely.
And this brings us to what the book calls
the spiritual dimension.
The spiritual dimension.
Okay.
It argues that internal peace.
Inner peace.
Within individuals.
Within individuals.
Okay.
Is the ultimate key.
The ultimate key.
To creating lasting change.
Interesting.
Now we're getting deep.
Yeah. How do we even.
Right.
How do we cultivate inner peace?
In a world that feels.
In this chaotic world.
Unpredictable.
It's the $1 million question.
It is.
And the book really tackles it head on.
It does.
There's this powerful quote that stuck with me.
Yeah.
When you find peace within, you also find that you can do without.
Do without.
This means simply that you no longer need.
You no longer need.
The things of your outside world.
Of your outside world. Okay.
Not needing is a great freedom.
Okay.
It frees you first from fear.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is beautiful.
But also incredibly difficult, I think. It's definitely a journey.
To achieve, not a destination.
Are we talking about, like, total detachment?
Well, it's a good question. From our material needs.
It's not necessarily about denying our needs.
Right.
But it's more about recognizing
that
true security and peace
come from within.
Not from external things.
External possessions or circumstances.
So it's about shifting our focus.
Yeah.
From what we lack.
From lack.
To what we already have.
To what we have, yeah. It's a process.
A journey.
Yeah, a journey of self-discovery.
And growth.
Exactly.
Recognizing that even amidst
all the challenges.
We have that power.
We have the power.
To choose peace.
Within ourselves.
This is giving me...
It's a lot to unpack, right?
A lot to think about.
Yeah, and we've
just scratched the surface.
Scratched the surface here.
There's so much more.
So much more to come.
To explore in this book.
Yeah, so much more to unpack.
I think some of the most thought-provoking insights are yet to come.
I'm ready for them. One of the things that really struck me about the book was how it deals with tragedy and suffering.
But the heavy one.
Yeah, it suggests that even in those dark moments, there's a perfection.
Perfection.
It's the process. A glory to be found.
That's a challenging concept.
It is, right.
Yeah.
I mean, how can there be perfection?
How can you find perfection?
In something like war.
In war.
Or famine.
Right, exactly. It just feels...
It feels counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive, yeah.
Especially when we see...
Especially with, all the images of suffering.
Every day, on the news.
On the news, constantly, yeah.
Right.
And the book, it doesn't
shy away from that.
No, it doesn't.
It's not about,
minimizing the pain.
Yeah.
Or ignoring it.
It's not about ignoring the suffering.
But instead
it's about...
It encourages us.
Yeah.
To cultivate a deeper level.
A deeper level of
inner peace.
Okay. A perspective that lets us see.
That allows you to see beyond
the immediate circumstances. And recognize a larger truth.
Right.
So it's not about denying the reality of suffering.
It's not about denying it.
But finding a way.
To transcend it. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
The book uses the example of people who've had those near-death experiences.
Oh, wow.
They often describe feeling calm, even serene, in the midst of something terrifying.
Yeah, that should be terrifying.
It's as if when they're confronted with the unknown, a different part of us.
Takes over, yeah.
It reminds me of,
Like what?
Surrendering to a higher power.
Okay.
Letting go of that need.
Letting go of control.
To control
everything. I see the connection.
Right.
Yeah.
The book emphasizes this isn't
not about passivity or resignation.
No, not at all.
But it's about tapping into
that
strength
yeah.
and resilience.
Resilience.
That allows us to face those challenges.
But to face challenges with courage.
With courage, okay.
And grace.
And grace.
Even when we can't control.
Even when you can't control.
The outcome.
The outcome, yeah.
So it's about finding
that peace.
That inner peace.
And letting it guide you.
Letting it guide our actions.
Yeah, even in the face of...
In the face of adversity.
Adversity, right.
And the book argues this shift in consciousness.
This shift, okay.
From fear and control.
From fear and control.
Peace to peace and
surrender.
Is essential not just for us.
Not just for individuals.
For individual well-being.
But for
creating a more
peaceful world.
Peaceful world.
Exactly.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
If we're all coming from this place.
We're coming from fear.
A fear.
And scarcity.
Scarcity, it's easy to see.
It's easy to see how that
translates into conflict.
Leads to conflict.
Yeah, and competition.
Competition.
It's on a global scale.
On a global scale, yeah. But if we
cultivate that sense.
A sense of inner peace.
Of inner peace and abundance.
In abundance, right?
We're more likely to approach those challenges.
To approach those global challenges.
With the spirit of
cooperation.
Cooperation and compassion.
And compassion, yeah.
This brings us back to the United Federation.
To the United Federation, right?
It's a framework.
It's presented as a framework.
For addressing those global challenges.
Right, but it requires...
It also requires
a massive shift.
A huge shift in perspective.
In perspective, yeah.
Challenges those traditional notions.
It challenges those notions of...
Of national sovereignty.
Sovereignty and
self-interest.
Self-interest, right?
It encourages us to consider...
To consider the well-being?
The well-being of humanity.
Of humanity as a whole.
As a whole.
Wow.
The book argues...
It argues that...
That by pooling resources...
working together...
And working together...
We could address
those issues.
Issues like poverty...
hunger, and inequality.
Inequality on a scale that's just...
On a scale we can't even imagine.
Unimaginable right now, yeah.
And it goes beyond...
Goes beyond just aid.
Just providing material aid.
Right.
The book emphasizes...
the need for...
The need for a global system.
A global system.
That prioritizes peace.
Peace.
And diplomacy.
Diplomacy over...
Over violence and conflict.
Violence and conflict, yeah.
Imagine a world where disputes are resolved...
Resolved through dialogue.
Through open dialogue.
And understanding.
And mutual understanding.
Rather than
military force.
Military force, it's a
beautiful vision.
It is a beautiful vision.
But I wonder...
How do we get
from here to there?
From where we are now to that kind of global unity?
It's a big question.
It is.
The book doesn't give you,
It doesn't give us a roadmap.
A step-by-step.
Right.
But it highlights...
the importance...
The importance of individual action.
Individual action.
Yeah. It argues that each of us...
Each of us has a role to play.
Has a role to play in creating...
In creating a more peaceful world.
A more peaceful world. And it starts with...
Starting with our
thoughts.
Thoughts, words, and actions.
Words and actions, yeah.
So it's not about waiting for governments or institutions. To change.
Taking responsibility.
For ourselves.
For our own contribution.
Yeah. For our own contribution. Yeah.
To the world.
To the world, right?
That resonates with me.
Yeah.
It can feel overwhelming.
It can feel overwhelming to think about.
Think about these global issues.
Yeah.
War and poverty.
But
the book reminds us...
It reminds us that...
Even small acts...
Small acts of kindness.
Compassion.
Compassion and understanding.
Understanding that can make a difference. Yeah.
Like that saying...
Be the change.
Be the change you want to see.
You want to see in the world.
In the world.
Exactly.
And it's not just...
It's not just about...
About grand gestures.
No.
But it's about those everyday choices.
Those everyday choices that we make.
How we
interact.
How we interact with others.
How we respond.
How we respond to challenges.
To those challenges.
How we contribute.
To our communities.
Yeah.
It's about choosing.
Choosing love over fear.
Love over fear. Yeah.
Forgiveness over resentment. Peace over conflict.
Even the smallest moments.
Yeah.
And the book emphasizes.
It emphasizes that.
Oh, what's this
It's not about
Denying our needs.
Denying our needs.
Becoming,
a martyr.
a martyr.
Oh.
It's about finding that balance.
Finding a balance
between self-care.
Self-care.
And care for others.
Care for others, yeah.
Recognizing that our well-being.
Our well-being is all.
Is interconnected.
Interconnected, yeah.
When we're at peace.
When you're at peace with yourself.
With ourselves.
You're more likely to.
We're more likely to extend.
Extend that peace outwards.
It's like
a ripple effect.
Ripple effect.
Yeah. If we each focus on cultivating
inner peace.
That positive energy.
That positive energy just radiates.
Radiates outwards, influencing others.
Influencing the people around us.
And ultimately.
Contributing to a more peaceful world.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's the idea.
It ties into this larger
conversation.
About interconnectedness.
Interconnectedness.
Of all things.
Of all things.
The idea that we're all part.
We're all part of
this web of life.
A web of life.
And our actions have consequences.
They
go beyond ourselves.
That extend far beyond ourselves.
Exactly.
It's a profound concept.
It is profound.
It challenges us to think differently.
About
our role.
Our role in the world.
We're
not just isolated individuals.
Yeah, we're not just isolated.
Pursuing our own
self-interest.
Self-interest, no.
We're part of something.
We're part of something much bigger.
Much larger.
Something interconnected. And interdependent.
Yeah.
And recognizing that.
Interconnectedness.
Can be a powerful motivator.
For change, yeah.
When we see ourselves as
part of a global family.
We're
more likely to act.
With
compassion and care.
Not just for
those close to us.
Our inner circle.
But for all of humanity?
Yeah.
This is making me reconsider.
It's really making you think.
My own perspective.
Your own perspective.
Like in actions.
And actions, yeah.
It's easy to get caught up.
In the
day-to-day.
Yeah.
And lose sight of the bigger picture.
But
the book reminds us. That we have a choice.
In every moment. To align ourselves with
fear or with love.
With love.
With separation or with unity.
It's
powerful.
It's a powerful choice.
Yeah.
As we've been talking about all this.
Yeah.
One thing that really sticks out to me.
Is how the book connects.
Okay.
The personal and the global.
Interesting.
It's not just about changing the world, out there.
Yeah.
But it's about that inner transformation.
Right. That
makes those outer changes possible.
Yeah, it's like that Gandhi quote, right?
Oh, yeah.
Be the change.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The book takes it a step further, though.
Okay.
Suggesting that our individual state of being actually influences the world around us.
So you're saying that if more people cultivated inner peace, the world would become a more peaceful place.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
It argues that our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs, they create this energy field.
An energy field.
That impacts not just us, but those around us.
It's like that,
the
law of attraction.
Oh, yeah, right.
That positive thought.
Attract positive experiences.
Yeah.
There are some parallels there.
Okay.
But this book goes deeper.
Okay.
It's about aligning ourselves with a higher consciousness.
Okay.
A way of being.
A way of being that's characterized by love, compassion, and understanding.
Love, compassion, understanding, exactly.
So we're not just creating our own reality, but contributing to
a collective reality.
We become more conscious creators.
Not
just of our lives.
Of our own lives.
But of the world we share.
Yeah.
And it's not about denying the ups and downs of life.
The ups and downs, the joys and sorrows.
It was
about choosing
how we respond
to those experiences.
Right.
Do we react with
fear or with love?
Resentment or forgiveness?
Conflict or with peace?
We always have a choice.
Powerful choices.
They are powerful choices.
And I think it's easy to
get lost.
It's caught up in the drama of daily life.
With the drama, yeah.
And forget
that we have that power. Absolutely.
The book acknowledges that we're human.
We make mistakes.
We
get triggered. it happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't condemn us.
Doesn't condemn us for those imperfections.
But it offers guidance
Okay.
on how to move beyond those limitations.
To tap into that.
To tap into that deeper source
of wisdom and compassion.
Yeah, that resides within us.
Sounds like an ongoing process.
It is.
Of self-discovery, a journey.
It's a journey.
Of coming back to that center of peace.
To that center of peace, exactly.
Really within ourselves.
Yeah.
And the book emphasizes it's
Yeah.
not about
It's not about reaching
some perfect state
No.
of enlightenment.
No, it's about continuously
It's about continuously
evolving and growing.
We're
all works in progress.
We're all works in progress.
Absolutely.
So if we're all these
works in progress,
capable of great love and compassion.
What does that mean?
What does that mean for humanity as a whole?
For humanity, yeah, what's the book's vision?
What's the book's ultimate vision?
For the future. It speaks of our divine nature.
Okay.
That spark of something greater.
Within each of us.
Yeah, it uses the word God.
Okay.
But it's not about religion.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that potential.
Recognizing that potential for
That's our love.
Love, creativity, and connection.
That exists.
That exists in
every human heart.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And if we could all tap into that.
That
shared sense of humanity.
That interconnectedness.
Wouldn't it fundamentally change
Absolutely.
how we approach global issues?
It would change everything.
The book envisions a world.
Where
nations collaborate.
Collaborate instead of compete.
Where resources are shared fairly. And where conflict
is resolved.
That's resolved through dialogue and understanding.
Sounds
almost utopian.
It does sound utopian.
Too good to be true.
Almost too good to be true.
The book acknowledges.
It acknowledges that it's a
big vision.
It's a big vision, but it argues that the biggest obstacle
isn't
a lack of resources.
Resources or technology?
Technology.
It's a lack.
It's a lack of will.
A
lack of belief.
A lack of belief that a better world.
Is possible. Yeah.
So it all comes back to that shift.
In
mindset, in our
collective consciousness. Choosing to believe
in a more
positive
and hopeful
future. That's the key. It's not about ignoring the challenges.
Not ignoring the challenge.
But about focusing our energy.
On creating
what we want. Not dwelling on the problems.
Yeah. That feels
empowering, right?
Yeah. It reminds me that we're not helpless. We have the power. To shape our reality. Wow.
Both individually and collectively.
Yeah.
And the book offers
some practical guidance.
On how
to embody this.
Empowered
state of being.
It emphasizes
self-awareness. Mindfulness.
Compassion. It encourages us to cultivate.
That inner peace.
And then let it radiate outward.
Through
our interactions.
And our engagement.
With the world. Yeah.
It's been
an incredible journey.
We've gone from
the complexities.
The intricacies of global politics.
To
the spiritual foundations.
Of peace. And it all circles back to this idea of personal transformation. As the catalyst.
For global change.
It
really does.
God is offers
It offers a powerful message.
a powerful message of hope.
Yeah.
It reminds us that we
each have the potential
to
contribute to a more peaceful world.
To a more peaceful and just world.
Starting with ourselves.
Starting with our own hearts and minds.
Well said.
And for all you deep divers out there,
keep diving.
Remember, this isn't just an intellectual
exercise. It's an invitation.
It's an invitation to explore.
To explore your own beliefs. Your own actions. And your role.
In creating the future.
You want to see.
Exactly.
As our source material says,
World peace.
World peace is a personal thing.
It starts with us.
It starts with each of us.
Cultivating inner peace.
And
then extending it outward.
Extending that peace outward. That's something we can all do.
Every day.
Every single day. No matter where you are.
Or what our circumstances are.
Keep diving deep, keep questioning.
Keep growing.
Keep growing.
Keep believing.
And keep believing in the possibility.
In the possibility of a better world.
Of a better world.
Until next time.
Until next time, keep seeking that peace within.
I anoint you,